Hey everybody, this is Doug with King's Custom Welding. Today we're going to do a video on something different. We're not going to do a video on what we're building. We're not going to do videos on our grills and smokers and other projects. This is going to be a different video. Not only am I a certified welder, I am also a certified big truck and heavy equipment mechanic. I've been doing that for 46 years. So today we're going to tell how you can tell on how if you got a blown head gasket or if it's other problems. So we had a guy bringing us a Ford F650 with a 5.9 Cummins, and the complaint was all the coolant is pushing out of the coolant reservoir. Well, we started checking it out. We checked the thermostats, those were good. We checked the engine fan for bad bearings, slack, make sure all that was good. That was good. We checked for airflow through the fins of the radiator. All that was good. The next thing we did was we actually pulled the cross tubes off from the EGR that go around the front and the back to check for moisture and pressurized that up to make sure it wasn't leaking. All that was good. So at that point, I built the temperature up on the engine to where it's supposed to be, about 190 degrees, and the truck didn't run hot. So I shut it down. I let the engine cool for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. When I came back, the tank was still pressurized and was still boiling. So at that point, because I've done so many of these things, trucks with air compressors, your coolant system runs through your air compressor as well. So I took and I drained all the air out of the air tanks. When I drained all the air out of the air tanks, the tank quit boiling. At that point, I put a fitting in the tank. I put shop air to the tank, and at about 60 pounds, the tank started boiling. When I unhooked the air and drained the tanks, the tank quit boiling. We did that several times and realized that it does have a blown head gasket, but it's not on the engine, it is on the air compressor. So guys, if you think that you might have a blown head gasket, check the obvious first. Check your air compressor, bleed all the air off the air system. If your tank quits boiling after the engine has died, put some sort of shop air to it, or rebuild the air if you don't have access to shop air. If it starts boiling again, bleed the air back off. If it quits boiling, chances are you're going to need an air compressor. I have seen a lot of shops not know this and pull the heads on the engines and replace the heads, head gaskets, even check the liners for pinholes for compression, feeding back through the cooling system. I've had a lot of shops call me over the years and ask me, hey, I've done this, I put new head on it, I can't find no pinholes in the liners, EGR cooler's good, fan's good, radiator's good, why is this thing still building pressure in the cooling tank? And I'd ask them, did you check the air compressor? And a lot of times the response would be, what does that have to do with anything? Well, the fact is, you have an inlet and an outlet coolant line on your air compressor. If for any reason that head gasket blows on that, the air that is the air compressor is building is going to back pressure your cooling system. So just check the obvious, check your thermostats, check your engine fan, check your radiator, make sure your radiator is not clogged, make sure your fins are getting good airflow through it. If all that's good, I would even go as far as checking the air compressor before pulling the EGR tubes. Like I said, it's simple. Just bleed the air off the system. I mean, it's a Ford F650, so it's only got one air tank. If you have an International Peterbilt, KW, Freightliner, Western Star, anything like that, you're going to have at least up to 3 tanks on that truck. Bleed all the tanks. If it quits, rebuild your air system. If it starts again, bleed the tanks. If it quits, you're going to need an air compressor. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if it was, and you know, we're going to put more videos back out of what we're building, but when I get into stuff like this, I'll throw these videos out there as well. Thank you, and God bless.